they let people die on their kitchens. They do. There was a lad murdered on their kitchen on their burger burner a few years ago because they treat them so bad. They don't allow unions.
No, you get that wrong.
Come in, get a cup of tea the first time, and the next time somebody comes in, they might have to do some washing up. Maybe the next time they come in, they might get involved in going on an action.
So you're going to have to leave the store. Come on. Just let them in. Come on. Yeah, have one. No, you have to leave the store.
Yes, don't eat at McDonald's.
Make you ill.
McDonald's are murderers.
Lots of people said they agreed with us, but they still carried on. But it takes a while for information to seep into the back reaches of their brain, I think. But it's good. We've said a lot of stuff, so it's been nice.
We're going to have to, we can't keep putting them off forever. On Thursday we're going to have to come up with a definite response, so we're pushing it. It gets increasingly difficult to log it now, doesn't it?
Yeah. But the other thing is like, I don't know, just what do we want? Like, do you know what I mean? Like in terms of, like if we just said we're going to resist eviction, then probably that is going to make him lose his lease. Yeah, as soon as those people find out that we're going to resist eviction, it's going to be a sort of court process thing.
Yeah.
We could make that lease defunct. Do we want to do that?
We've got a really irate landlord on our hands.
I think the only justification we can have to do that is if we want to have a permanent squat. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Not just hold it for another 2 weeks.
Well, maybe what we should do is we'll say what we actually want to do is stay for a month.
It's the island one, this is the highest one up there. I'll have to get something to put on top of it. Right. But it's going there.
You've not got someone coming along taxing you all the time. You're not going to charge you £2.30 a pint and then tell you to go home at 11:10. You're not going to charge you £6 for a ticket. You're not going to say you can come in and you can't come in. You can't have stuff and you can't lie on the floor and be silly.
You just push past me, who is it?
Nobody is making profit. Maybe a project that they're involved in is going to benefit. You know, like if they want to do really good action, then they're going to benefit from the cafe's existence, but it is a fundraising cafe for radical activism.
I think this is how the student union should be run, you know what I mean? Non-profit making for a start. The NUS is just, you know, subsidised beer and whatever else, and bars. And, you know, subsidy cards that you get and very little else, you know, a coffee bar. But this place, if it was run like this, non-profit mate, and everyone's involved in taking part in it, you know.
I work the parties. It's a real shame I've got to go to one. It's my sort of party. I get a responsible head on. Don't get drunk, don't take drugs. Oh my God, what if there's a fire? I can't settle. I guess that's what I do. I feel responsible for this building.
It's spreading the word, it's letting people come in and have a cup of tea without being ripped off, and it's about sort of sitting around and having just decent conversation. When you go up there, right, and you just talk to people in the cafe, and they, you know, they'll be talking about all sorts of stuff.
We had the debate on Kosovo last night, which was really interesting, and again,
the people who refuse to support the Kosovan liberation struggle because they think it might sell out in the future are pushing them into the arms of the Americans and NATO.
Bombing them because they painted themselves in a corner. And yes, the bombing will stop them. I mean, I can't understand people saying, yeah, no bombing, no troops going in. We could just back in genocide.
You know, it's like that much more of a friendly atmosphere at free parties, I think, because it's like
when you haven't paid to get in somewhere, there's like less pressure on you to have good times. Everyone just runs around and does what they want.
If you're a middle-class lefty kid and you've got nothing else to do for a while, then fair enough. Hey, well, fair enough, you'll grow up.
It is a fairly middle-class thing to be doing. I think that's a fair criticism of the whole ecological movement generally, actually. Although I think a lot of people would shout at me for saying that, but I think that, you know, it genuinely is a lot of middle-class people because they have got the time and they haven't got to worry about money and whatever.
If there are people that do realise that they can give their life, you know, to fighting for something or incorporate that into their life, then that's wicked, and I don't see why anything sort of negative should be judged against that.
I like the way that people can come in and be creative with the space. People like Matt being able to come in and say, I'll organise a punk gig. Like, yeah, great, when you're looking about punk gigs.
I think that's part of the idea in it behind the squat as well, is getting people active.
There's a big sort of rota sheet, not a rota sheet, a list of events, and you just fill in, if there's a meeting you're holding, you actually just write it in, and the time, there's like a box for each day and each week, and we just filled in that, you know, we're playing some music here, 9 o'clock on Wednesday.
Just assumed that we could, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Playing some reggae and ska here on Saturday.
Yeah. All we need is one power socket.
I sell organic vegetables, you know what I mean, so I'm on the freaking front line of the genetics campaign, you know, day in, day out, informing people and supplying people with stuff that is GM free, so that's what I do. I'm well into that, yeah. Support it.
You know, the genetics group came and did a workshop in the first week that was packed full of people, you know, learning about genetics, and also some students who do science and have a different aspect on genetics.
I think people manipulate the terminology they use to make it sound more frightening than it actually is.
The way the government will change is not by lobbying, well, it will change by lobbying, etc. That may well help, but they'll change if people just rise up en masse. If enough people take enough action, then they will just change.
Where else could you go? 5 o'clock, Manchester, and find about 200 students who'd all just been in the same club. And we're still very locked up.
What time is it? 20 to 6. This is not possible. It's the only place I've known in a long time in Manchester that this has happened yet. It's wicked, man.
Because of the breakdown in communication between ourselves and the owner of the building, because the liaison policeman had been away on his holidays. We'd actually given the policeman a date a couple of weeks ago of leaving on the 26th of April. The policeman hadn't been able to talk to the other party, and they could have said whether or not it was suitable for them. They decided that they was going to serve court papers on us.